the statement that was indicated, I know every county has its own challenges. And I know those who are here will probably state that why are others not being treated in this manner, why are others being treated in this other manner. As a county government of Mombasa, and I was telling this to the CS, I actually have no problem, because one of the solutions to be able to remove this cutoff is counties are delaying to pay SHA. I'm not here to protect SHA, but I'm just stating the way it is. He has stated that they are governed by law, and the law said that by a certain date, if you don't pay, then you get cut off. Now, are there counties, I'm glad Mombasa is not one of them, but are there others who the cutoff is done because people have not remitted? Yes. Maybe a conversation we might want to take on that is statutory deductions, which are compulsory that we have to pay, should be deducted from Treasury before the money reaches you. Now, it does not mean that the whole wage bill that gets deducted. And I want to explain, in the words of the PS, why you have to come up with solutions that are going to be practical. The PS for Public Health will agree with me. I was the last one to sign on the community health promoters having two payrolls. There was a payroll that was coming in from the county governments, and then there was a payroll that was coming from the national government. The challenge with that comes in, who pays the piper? When you have a situation where the person paying is someone else, and the person who you are working for is someone else, you are creating a recipe for mayhem and chaos in any administration, be it government or be it private institutions. So the issue of statutory deduction, that is by law. We have to be able to pay. We have to pay as you earn, we have to pay SHA, we have to pay NSSF. As a matter of fact, I said this even before being sworn in as a governor, and I said this, to even have oversight independence, there is nothing wrong in the money for county assemblies being deducted at source and assemblies getting their money as the executive is getting its money, so that everyone can know what their responsibility is and what their job is. The minimum we can do is we need this conversation to begin, that statutory deductions can be removed from source. The issue of payroll management can continue with the county governments and should continue with the county governments. But the other matters of SHA, pay as you earn, all these other things, KRA and all these PIN, we don't want a situation where people are being told they have arrears here and there just because someone decided not to be able to pay that. And you know, you could be a good leader now, but create laws, and this is a lesson I was taught by Duale. At one time we were creating some laws, and he mentioned something, a lesson that I always tell to my CECs today. Never create laws feeling that you're the only one who's going to be in that place. Create laws realizing that someone else is going to be seated where you are. I'm not going to be governor forever. The president is not going to be president forever. Duale, even you guys here are not going to be doctors forever. Some of you, and that's going to be my parting shot. Not all of you are going to be doctors forever. Some of you might end up being principal secretaries as well. And some of you might end up being cabinet secretaries as well. And some of you might end up being governors as well. Digitization is the way to go. We need to be able to digitize all our health systems. We need to be able to ensure, and you know the issue that has been there, where there are other people masquerading as doctors, people who are masquerading to be yourselves when they're not yourselves. The only solution can be through digitization. And this needs to be able to happen, and I want to state it, that you know, I got asked a question by a journalist, and I was asked, when everyone else was running away from Shah, everyone else was running away from digitization, you actually went to it. And I gave them ile Waswahili wahenga wanasema, a wise sailor, when you see a storm, you don't necessarily try and run away from the storm. You face the storm. Once the storm has reached you, you adjust your sails accordingly. And in that way, when everyone else was talking about Shah, there is no doubt about it. Every single thing has its own teething problems. But you don't run away when things are bad, because if you do not accept it when things are bad, you do not deserve it when things are good. And that is the policy that Mombasa has been able to take, and that is the reason why we are the first county as well that has embraced digitization. Today, it's a discussion that I've had with the facilities, and I can confirm, we had this discussion. I'm seeing maybe the team from Mombasa needs to learn to socialize. They're all in one corner. That's why I'm facing in that direction. But I had a discussion with them, and one of the things that we agreed on was that I will be sending money from executive to be able to pay for Shah for those indigents who cannot be able to afford, even before they start getting treatment. I want to confirm that I've already transferred that money to those facilities. Now the onus is on yourself to ensure that this is going to happen. But lastly, we could all agree to some things, but we can also all agree that some things can be able to be done, some things are feasible. And I like, Oluga, what you said, come up with proposals that are going to be feasible in nature.